Hi everyone, welcome back to the Last Note podcast. It's been a minute. Been busy with school. Been busy with a lot of drumming, a lot of lessons, a lot of life going on. But we're happy to have Theron back on the channel today, and we're going to be doing a reaction video to our last season, all three together from this past summer with Genesis. This was a fun season to say the least. I'm gonna get some of the hold on. Let me get some of the business out of the way. This podcast is sponsored by the Battery Archive. Be sure to go check them out for all your private lesson needs, both in the concert world, beginner world, and marching percussion world. And then also go check out Salyer's Percussion, all the great marching products. And now back to our regular scheduled events of talking about Genesis for this last season. It's a great season. Man, it's kind of wild that it's almost been a year since this all like began. Some of the memories of my on my Snapchats of me packing and all the video assignments and all the frustration and chaos and
Yeah.
all that was starting to come back up. And I mean, insane.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that those weeks in Caldwell, man, I just
Bro,
crazy,
don't
so
even get me
crazy.
started.
Yeah,
Bro,
the
the
why
worst weather to ever experience.
and to all the rookies out there who are going to go to Caldwell very soon, and you're watching this, just be ready. There's nothing that can prepare you for it. There's long days by the playground or on the asphalt or on under the trees or in the band room. They're just long, man, and it's brutal, but you'll learn so much. And I'm sure we can all attest to that. As like, I mean, that's we were in the trenches. We've all been there. Me and Preston did 2 summers, Theo in 1 summer. It doesn't get any better in the second year or the first year. So even if you're a second year out there, it's still brutal. So, but man, I've been seeing some little snippets here and there. They're gonna be pretty good. I'm excited to see them.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, super excited.
I'm gonna try to go down there in 2 weeks and volunteer a little bit and do some other stuff with the podcast while I'm down there. Getting a couple things lined up right now, but it'll be cool to go back and see it all in action. But nevertheless, let's put a little bow on the 2024 season before they move in, and we're gonna react to a video that I actually did for the Last Note podcast YouTube channel. You can check out this video on the YouTube channel. It's a full battery video from semifinals. We're gonna kind of go back and forth between this and the show, and just kind of talk about some of the different things that went on. Really, so we're gonna start with part one. Man, this seven let roll right at the right at the beginning.
All right, is this one in? Is this one in or is it out?
Let's see. That was in there.
All right, okay. Boom.
Okay, bases. Oh, Mondo in the front. Dude, okay, hold on. So the seven let roll, that was a freaking project the whole season.
Yeah.
There were times, man, like week one or week two in the season, we would hit it. And then man, we went through a stretch where we would not hit
It
that.
was because we would hit it and then we had it and then we would change something. We would change the body. We would just be in a mindset change. It would just be a different time.
Remember when we had the leg lift in there?
Space. Oh my God, the leg lift.
Oh, ew, ew, ew. Oh no, dude, they're even better. Preston, do you remember the OG part where we had the two accents into the triplet roll? Into that paradiddle? Digga-digga-da.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Dude, the change. I forgot about that too.
I feel like like just that one opening hit from that sevenlet roll pickup, or I guess the bass pickup before that, from that all the way to the step off, just went through so much different like
For us, yeah.
iterations, whether it was just like the music itself didn't change so much, but like we had to keep relearning it and redoing it because we we would play it correctly in the way we knew how to do it, and then there was just the youngness of the line overall. Every time it was like, okay, we're gonna change something about it. We had to like rebuild the thing over and over again.
Yeah, and let's check it out in the show though. This was like at least watching back on it, like those first three notes that the brass plays, it was pretty freaking cool. It's it was one of those moments I didn't really appreciate until after the season. I remember the very
Mhm.
first time we had full ensemble when they were because we were never in the front in 23. Like we never were. And then the one time we were in the front at the very beginning of the show and actually hearing how loud a drum corps brass is was just you couldn't even hear yourself for a while. It was pretty insane.
Yeah, I remember where that caught me was at in Fort Collins at the Fort Collins show. That once we heard that blast from behind and like had that epic entrance, I was like, dude, we're
Oh,
in it. Like,
we're in
let's go, let's go.
that stadium where it was bouncing off. That was still one of my favorite shows.
Oh
Absolutely,
yeah.
I
Like
100%
that was
agree.
a
That's
top three
probably my
show.
favorite show. Yeah.
That was so. All right, let's check it out here. Drum set players laying it down for Norm.
That
Good
was
old
in the
Mad
pocket
Man.
all the time.
Now presenting
The
their
little
2024
leg bob.
Drum Corps International
Spinaruski.
present Genesis.
Oh man, I think I may have got. I think I was the one that gawked to that. Doo doo douche. I
Well,
know.
you're telling me Noah Jarrett overplayed a hype moment?
Oh man, it's almost like
Who
I did it indoor too, for Norm. But dude, that
Hey,
was
shout out to Johnny and Gray though, always hitting that hand can every time,
facts. Hey,
every time.
Gray just moved in at Crossman yesterday.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, him and Richard both. Yeah, super excited for
So,
they're in Oklahoma. I'm gonna have to go check them out.
how far
him.
are they away from you?
It's only Tahlequah is only a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, go see the boys.
It's not a bad drive.
Yeah, it's pretty slight. I
Yeah.
know. Dude, Crowns had moved in for a freaking week.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I and Brooke posts all the food
Yeah,
on her drumming Instagram. I'm like, man, that's some good eats. Not that not that M wasn't cooking up some banger food
facts.
Dude, I will say, man, I have never eaten that good in my life. That
for
was
Some
for
of
the
the
delicious.
food that you can make out of a trailer kitchen. It was top tier.
dude,
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're just
Absolutely.
the
they're just
trailer,
getting like,
even the difference between 23 and 24, dude. M was cooking.
oh yeah.
Like we had so much food in 24. Like that was insane.
All
Uh,
the variety too, man. I
yeah,
never felt like one meal was like too bland or anything.
sure.
But before we go on to the next thing, I just overall show reaction watching the opener from the high cam again after really no, we don't really ever see that version because like we always look for a multicam video when we're looking because it just like you get to see more in depth of like individual performers, but like you usually look at the high cam. Honestly, I feel like that moment was very like barren in terms of movement. Like the battery was moving a lot, but the brass were it almost felt awkwardly still. Like they were doing body, but like
Yeah,
when you're looking at it from probably where the judge is sitting, it's it was very like still, and I can kind of see a little bit more of where we might have lost some of the general effect points there because it's like this awesome hit, but then it's like oh yeah, they're just still standing.
Yeah, we were really heavily focused on keeping that sound structure and that sound quality. Other than like trying to add stuff in there, we were just trying to get it
that's
right.
that's definitely what I felt like we went for that whole season. Which I mean, we had a talented line for sure, and I feel like I didn't appreciate it as much during the season as I did after, but I can relate a lot to what we did last season with a lot of the high school groups I'm teaching at. like sometimes you don't have to go balls to the wall 24/7, you know?
Mhm.
Sometimes getting really clean is just as rewarding as playing something super hard. And that be
Right. Yeah.
and it'd be 90%, you know? And that's, I mean, at least it was real. It's more relatable in the high school settings for sure. But um, I don't know. I feel like there's after having like the book at RF, or we went balls to the wall a lot of the time. Um, I definitely appreciated the sometimes the easier book, but the ability to just get it really consistent.
Mhm.
And
Plus,
so,
it also has a lot to do with the difference of like going from indoor percussion where whenever you go balls to the wall a lot of the time, you're going to get recognized more for it because
yeah,
it's older percussion. Whereas like you do balls to the wall all the time in drum corps, you're going to get recognized some of the percent of the time.
yeah, and you won't have that. You're not going to be ramming backfield anymore like you would in 2016. Like, because there's no on-field judge, and that's I watched the Aged Out podcast not too long ago, and they talked about kind of like the anxiety-induced pressure that's put on performers nowadays. Because like even for us too, like we had less than probably a minute total in the whole show where the judge would actually get to sample us for the battle,
Right. Yeah.
and that's where we're going to get our credit. So like there were parts where we were playing some pretty tough stuff backfield that was never getting credited for, you know,
Yeah.
just because of the way the soundscape and the drill was like. But that's the nature of the activity. Every group has that nowadays.
Yep. Mhm.
All right, let's jump into this part two. Old Gray Van Akron kicking us off. Oh, I didn't have it. Whoops. Had a little fuzz there. Like a little snare, trumpet snare break. Man, I'm stopping for a sec, but then we'll get to the next break. But man, those drums were freaking reefed at the end of the season.
Dude.
Holy
We
crap!
were we went from like
From having some of the
we went from a
lowest snare
swimming
drums.
pool wet to like diapered, taped, cranked.
That was a me thing too. Like I pushed for it because I knew that if we could pop it with that tuning, like we were gonna we'd get some credit,
Oh, yeah,
100%.
and nine times out of 10 we were hitting that.
Yeah, and it was just a little bitty. It's the micro ticks. Like that's all that really was in the show. It was just there'd be like one thing there, one thing there, but like 95% of it was in there.
Yeah.
That was a one thing too. Is like we I'll say this. We got this book clean pretty quick. And it was tough. It was really tough towards that back half of the season just to keep it consistent, you know.
Mhm.
So even when they were trying to eke little things here and out in there, here and there from it, the overall body of it was really good. We would just have tempo issues. We would be putting our priorities in the wrong place, you know. Like not in a bad way, but we would try to do too much to change it and to try to get a little bit more. When in reality it was already pretty much there, you know.
Yeah.
Very interesting dynamic. It was definitely a challenge, but really fun to go through. All right, let's get that bass break. I want to hear this.
Heck yeah.
I know it was nails, but we need. Oh,
Oh.
nasty.
Yeah, here, pause it real quick. Pause it real quick. Yeah, I just want to say, like, with how much that bass break changed, I think it changed a total like 5 times during the season.
Yeah.
Because I remember it changed like 3 times in Caldwell, then it changed like one time in Irving, and then I think one more time in I want to say McKinney. Something sounds right. I don't remember exactly where it got changed, but like with how many times it got changed and like going from watering it down to beefing it back up to watering it back down to beefing it back up again. I was just for how many adjustments we had to make, dude, like nails every time. Like I gotta give credit to the G5. Like those guys, I mean, they were balling.
Mhm.
G5 stays balling.
Yeah, for
They
sure,
just
for
got the
sure.
RF base one too.
Yeah, I heard about that. Super excited to hear him, man. That's gonna be awesome.
Crack, dude. He's ripping. All right,
Yeah,
let's.
something I also liked about this, like when we'd be doing rehearsals and the space break would happen, Larson would always test the upper battery of like, are we listening to what's around us? Are we actually staying true to what's in context of the show? Because he'd be like, "Hey, Snares, what drum plays on the like upbeat of beat three?" And then you guys would have just changed the split or something like that. And so even if we had the answer before, he would be testing us of like, "Oh shoot, are we aware of like the bass has made a change and we have a like our listening point may be a little different of where we're listening for our time."
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even it even went the other way around. Like with when you guys had your moments, Larson keeping us honest on that. Making sure we know exactly where we come in, exactly what happens, and in what context, just to make sure that we're all keeping it together, keeping it real, keeping it tight.
All right,
This
let's
is
get
this is
through
a big old Larson shout out.
Larson.
Yeah.
Larson shout out for real. Let's we'll watch all of part two through here because we have to get under that time limit. But let's just go through part two and then we can stop as we need to. Sydney's run was pretty good overall, I thought.
One of our better part twos.
I always wondered why that moment was silent. I'll be real. Seemed a,
Yeah.
seemed
I
a
think it
little
was
odd.
honestly written applause or something.
Timing finally hit on that. Like you can't even hear that bass break, but they're freaking ripping.
No.
You can hear the
You
second
you
one.
could. Yeah. You can't. You could never hear the first one.
Oh, I remember that freaking jackpot
The
machine.
meat grinder.
The meat grinder, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This was like the toughest move of the entire show, man. Pushing back, then running back up front.
Hey, I will say the recovery was great. Like I didn't even realize the brass flipped that whole thing. Man, part two is always fun, man. That was a good time.
To talk about my elephant in the room, really in the context of the whole thing, it's not near as like tragic as I felt like it was.
Oh,
But
not at
I that's one of the mistakes that I've made that I genuinely could not tell you what went wrong. What my mindset wasn't I had actually felt more locked in, or not even more locked in, just like as locked in as I normally am in a show. I'm just going through my thing and we're going across them, and usually when we're doing that move, I think through, okay, It's the step, step, turn, step, step with
Yeah.
the back look. And I'm thinking through that process. And then that's just the one time that I skipped the slow steps to the side before the turn. And I never ever have done that.
Yeah, it's tough.
All right, let's check out some. I think this is part 4. Is this? Oh, it's part 2 again. We got that. Okay, there it is. Oh, I'm gonna stop this. Every time I watch this, the quads freaking nail that.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. I've watched it like 5 times today, and I'm like, dang, like, they were
I
good.
love
Well, they
I
put the
love the
work in
boogie
that.
break. I love the boogie breakdown of part 4. Like it made me feel like so into it, and like
So high.
providing that backbeat was just so nice. It felt so comfortable.
All right, let's check this out. This was so well written. Oh yeah, the old harness it.
Okay.
I think it was better in the full run.
Yeah, I think so too.
Remember the triangles during that, Preston? The
Ah,
This was actually the audition excerpt from Genesis this year. Oh, the Met was not coming in. Nice. Oh yeah, part 4 was so fun, man. That just,
Oh, that,
honestly, and I was honestly let down when I realized that there was brass in part 4 because there was like all of part 4 was written with so much like finesse and like just that was in my opinion John's best writing for the show was in part 4
yeah.
and it was
yep.
literally made to feature the drums and then just not that the brass ruined it per se but I don't really think that we needed to have brass until the big hit at the end.
Yeah.
Like all those little breaks at the beginning, we had to get we basically got nerfed so much because we were in front of the mellows that were playing, and then of course the drums are gonna outplay the mellows when we're standing in front of them.
They did
But
play 0 inches.
it was like that entire thing. I almost feel like we played it a little more loud for the lot itself, just to showcase ourselves to the
Yeah.
public. And then when we
Yeah.
would get back down in the show,
All right, let's check it out on the floor, or not on the floor, on the field. I didn't even realize they were making an arrow until just now.
I didn't even know that existed.
They're pointing right at us.
Yeah, there we go. There it is.
It's crazy how much all these little crescendo rolls actually popped.
yeah,
They're so
that
clean.
was-
They're so good.
again when the percussion gets featured, it sounds phenomenal.
Like it's layered so well in the arrangement. I can hear every single voice. Okay, I'm gonna go on a rant because I know a lot of people really did not like that section, like in the community or like judging wise, but like I thought it was freaking cool, man.
Yeah, like What's wrong with the drums just having a little bit to play a bunch of fast notes really clean?
Come on,
Like,
man. Like I don't know, man. It's
And
okay.
the fact that we hit it most of the time anyway, like it
Yeah,
was always
like
good.
yeah. I mean, it was tough. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
At
oh yeah.
first, but like, just let us ram for a sec. It's fine.
and I'm not trying to necessarily play the politics card here, but it's like if upper core does that, it's like, oh, that's the coolest thing that's ever happened in drum core ever,
Facts.
even though it's been
Yeah.
happening for years. And then
Yeah.
Genesis does it. Oh, they don't know how
Oh,
to.
what's the purpose of that?
They
That's-
they're just they're just being loud and it's just drums. Like, why is it, like, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah. God forbid Genesis trying to catch a vibe.
it's okay. It's okay, guys. We'll be okay. We're on status now. We're on the sideline.
Yep, yep.
Underrated part for you. I'm thankful they rewrote all this drill.
I think the big hit at the end of part 4 with that moving line is a lot cooler.
Yeah.
There's movement too.
Oh, remember we had the spins in part 4?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Million spins, baby.
Also, we learned all of this part 5 in a day.
That was insane. It was right before that.
yeah. That was
Atlanta
what was that at?
Mississippi.
Oh,
This part was so cool. I liked it.
very majestic. Very cool.
I do wish we were moving a little bit right here. Not gonna lie. We're just kind of open second. I wish it moved a little bit, but that's okay. It was clean. Again, this is just so well written. In terms of like where it fits in the brass, where it fits in the front.
Yeah, Quantos Cuestas.
Oh yeah. Streets and roads, baby. We just kept pushing this every time.
Good though.
I remember this is where it started to hit me. So I'm like, oh shoot, this is it. We just kept going faster. I just kept pushing forward.
Peace, bro. I'm so glad we added those final notes, man. That made it so worth it.
It did. It really did. I didn't love it right at first, and then once we added it and we did like the full run, I was like, oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Just it adds so much more. But
Dude, I remember every single time that we had to like play that section with a Met. I was like, no, because we would
no, bruh,
we
no.
were just reefing it every time. Like
Yeah.
that was just a feel section is what that was.
Yeah, I told Mason, I'm just like, just I was like, whatever the Met does, just tell the drum major to cut it out whenever we run this with the Met. And I'm like, it's not gonna work. It's really not. Like, we're just gonna drive it and we're gonna keep pushing it. It was like, I think it was written at what, 168? No,
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah, no, we push it
stupid
like
low.
180.
180, 178, like easy, if not faster. Because I mean, that's one of those moments like you just want to go, and you could tell
Right.
everyone wanted to go. Like it's one of those. It's like the drum corps moment.
Mhm.
So I know that they got some fast tempos in the show this year, from what I've heard. So
Good,
they'll be
good.
moving, be moving. So I'm excited to see it. Let's check out that part 5 in the lot, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. Let's see. Oh, okay. Woo! Roads, streets, baby. Gotta have it. Ah. Woo, that hand was nice. Ah, the breeze. Woo. It's okay, we recovered. They hit on the field. It's okay. Holy base, baby. Oh, nice. Oh man.
Hey everyone,
Oh
big
gosh, we don't need that. Okay. Okay, now we can. Oh, there you go. Oh man, good stuff. Really good stuff. Um, just that whole dynamic of that season was so fun, man.
Yeah.
It's so fun to relive those little moments. All
I
of them.
think overall it's nicer to rewatch it like this far removed from the season when I'm not thinking about being put in the and again not to get DCI politics, but being put in the box
Yeah,
that we're in because then it's so hard just to recognize whenever you're just thinking about the numbers or thinking about the score. It's like when you go back and look at it, it's like we were doing some awesome things. Like,
we did.
and this is Genesis has like always been a young core, but to see like kids be able to work up to play at the same level as some of like us age outs are able to is like it's cool stuff. And they have to grow a lot from the beginning of the season to get there.
Yeah,
And definitely the battery and definitely the front ensemble and but like especially the core too. Like the maturation of the ensemble was is really awesome to see.
yeah, it
Hmm.
really
I
is
hope this year uh their show kind of allows them to debut that more
for
of
sure.
that how good this young core can be.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
they're heading in the right direction. I think.
Yeah. From like, I know from my personal experience, like a couple years ago, not even knowing what this core was to now being like one of its biggest fans. Like, I got to tell you, like just seeing everybody, basically come together and turn this group into something that could rival those top 12 groups is just something incredible in just a span of a couple of years. Even just seeing the progress from each continuing year just becoming better and better at each and every day, and that's super impressive. And it's why I'm still a fan, even as now, as far removed as we are, just something nothing short of incredible.
Yeah, even the jump between 23 and 24 was massive.
Right, yeah.
Like in terms of just like the show design, the the way everything was put together, like we're saying here, saying we still wish we had things, but man, compared to 23,
Oh yeah.
holy crap, dude! Like even though the score was pretty much the same, like the show and the core was just it was way better.
Hmm.
So like
It
if
can only be
they stay on
like
that projection, man, it's scary what they could be.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
because they'll break through that law or not law wall, and Lord willing, that drum corps continues as an activity, and we as a community are able to find a way to make it sustainable for the future. Genesis is going to be right up there in the next 5 or so years. Going to be one of those cores that's like, oh, are they going to get that 12th spot?
Yeah,
Then
definitely
Yep.
could be.
hopefully just staying hungry. Once they get that 12th spot, then it's like, all right, how far up can they go?
Right. Yeah.
All right, guys, this has been so fun. I've really enjoyed getting to see y'all again as per normal, and get to watch our last season together. I mean, it was truly something we can all remember. As all we were all the age outs, man. Like in it. Well, R.I.P. Jevin. We love Jevin.
Oh yeah.
Miss you, Jevin.
We miss Jevin. It was a really fun season, and I couldn't have asked for it to be. I couldn't have imagined doing it with anyone else. Like, and just having that foundation of older guys in the battery was truly something I'll always be thankful for, and we'll all have those memories 30 years down the road. So,
True.
all right,
True.
we got less than like 30 seconds, so this has been great. Stay tuned for some more content from Genesis very soon because I will be going down there in about 2 weeks and doing a little bit of work. And yeah, this has been awesome, and I will see y'all on the next episode, and we'll be back shortly. So, see ya.